So this is Asus's take on a relatively mid to high-end range gaming laptop. It's pretty awesome, it's got a few kinks that need to be worked out, but it's certainly an awesome beast if you're looking for one. Stick around. Check out our website at TechteamGB.co.uk for more info on both this and many other products, and also up-to-date news on all things tech. Stick around for this awesome video. So this is the Asus GL552VW. Now this model, the one I specifically got, came with a Cerberus headset, a pretty cool mouse, and a really awesome backpack. Now it may not come with the one you get, but I just wanted to show it off as that's what I got. Now the laptop itself has a sort of fake or faux metal piece on the back, so it's actually plastic but looks like brushed aluminium, and actually does a pretty good job of not picking up fingerprints, even on the sort of, I guess, meshed or just generally textured area on the rest of the top. Now on the right hand side you get two USB 3 ports and a DVD drive. And that's what it sounds like, which is a bit disconcerting to me. Now on the left hand side you get two USB 3 ports, as well as a half-out Ethernet port, an HDMI port, and a 3.1 Type-C port, which is pretty awesome, and also some cool red ventilation that kind of looks like it's dragon breathing fire, and yeah, the DC in from the relatively small power brick. You also get the, on the sort of front left-hand side, you get the power and all that sort of LED notification, hard drive notification, as well as an SD card reader. And on the back of the sort of top panel, the lid, you get a occasionally illuminated RG logo, which under the right conditions can be seen to be illuminated, but otherwise you may not notice. Now, the keyboard itself does come with red illumination, which shines through the keys, which is really nice. And actually, I've not got too many bad things to say about it. It's an ISO or UK layout, which means the enter key is nice and long, and everything else is pretty much in the right place. In fact, the Windows key is actually on the left-hand side, which I personally love. And even though the FN key does make the control key a bit shorter, it's actually pretty cool too. I mean, personally, I'm used to having the FN key on the right with my Razer Black Widow keyboard, but this is certainly something I could get used to. My only gripe is that the power button is part of the keyboard, which can easily turn off the laptop if you're trying to, say, pick the laptop up to move it somewhere by the sides, or even if you're trying to hit the minus key or something like that, it can be easily mistaken. And you get the speakers in the fairly average and fairly optimal position of just above the keyboard. They're, I'd say they're fairly adequate for, laptop speakers, so they're certainly not bad, but they're not the best in the world, if that sums it up. The trackpad itself wasn't too bad, except I did have a lot of give in the sort of clicking area, so as you can see, there's quite a lot of travel from me not actually clicking here, which is a little bit annoying to me, and that did make the usage experience with the trackpad not as good as it should have been. Now, considering this should be an IPS panel, I did get a lot of, I guess, strangeness for it, because the viewing angles for me really weren't that great. As you can see here, when I get to the full extreme of sort of 170 degree kind of angles, you see a lot of polarization and a lot of color shift here, and when you're looking at it from the top or bottom, as you can see, the colors are just really not that great, so it's something to just be aware of, but it's not something that I'm terribly worried about, considering that this is a laptop and you can easily move it to reposition to where you want it to. Now, you do get the RG Gaming Center application, which is quite cool, and you can set profiles for things like overclocks and clear up your RAM and launch utilities, including turning the Windows key off. But something I do want to note is that this laptop comes with a lot of software pre-installed, a lot of what I would call adware or bloatware, things like McAfee, Live Safe and stuff like that, as well as things like Asus's web storage and Office, and as well as other WPS Office or whatever it is, Asus Giftbox, as well as Flipboard and TripAdvisor and stuff like that. So, just bear that in mind, and it's something that I'd probably clean up myself if I was going to buy this laptop. Now, in terms of performance, you've got a 960M as well as a Core i7-6700HQ, which is Skylake, so that's quite nice, but it's not the highest end of all, so you can kind of assume that you're going to get between 30 and 60 FPS, depending on the game and depending on settings, which is pretty fair enough for a nice gaming laptop. These are all run currently on ultra settings, so you can bear that in mind. So if you did want to turn down the settings just a little bit to, say, high or medium, you might be able to get up to 60, which is obviously the limit of the screen anyway, so that's probably what you're looking at. Now, in terms of just general temps, you're looking at around about 60 to 70 degrees on the CPU and around about 70 to 80 degrees on the GPU, which is fairly standard for most laptops, especially relatively thin gaming laptops, which is pretty cool. So yeah, here's my thoughts, pros and cons and all that stuff. So just a quick rundown on what I do and don't like about the laptop. First of all, the overall build quality and looks is amazing. I just love the sort of faux metal piece here, it's fantastic. And it doesn't pick up fingerprints, which is amazing. Overall build quality is great. Personally, I don't like the fact that there's a DVD drive, but hey, that's me. The half-height Ethernet port's a bit strange, but again, that's probably just to do with the aesthetics. The screen for me, even though it's IPS, does have a bit of issues with above and below sort of viewing angles, but again, it's a laptop, so it's not that much of an issue. Keyboard is amazing, they did that perfectly, except for the power button. If they move the power button to off of the keyboard, I'd be very happy, and I'd be very happy with the keyboard. And maybe RGB lighting if you want to take it a step further. And the trackpad does have a bit of room for improvement with this kind of, I guess they're just sort of the distance between where it actuates to click and where it's sort of flat is, it's just a bit kind of mushy there, so if they fix that, that would be fantastic. Other than that, general horsepower is great. I edited quite a few videos on this as well as gamed a bit, so it's certainly something to check out if you are looking for a new gaming laptop in this sort of price range. And in terms of scores, it's going to get a 4 for 5 money. It's going to get a 4 for performance because it's not the best performing, it's a 960M, but it's certainly not bad either. It's going to get a 4 for functionality because of the DVD drive, the half-height Ethernet port, the trackpad, screen, and the weird power button location, personally. But it's still a very nice and very functional laptop. It's going to get a 5 for style, because it just looks awesome, and it's going to get a 4 for TechteamGB score. It's also going to get the Worth Money award because, as said, you are looking for a gaming laptop. Definitely add this to your shortlist if it's in your price range. Other than that, yeah, I guess that's it. If you've got any questions for me about the laptop or anything else, feel free to leave them in the comments down below, and also leave your thoughts about the video in either the like or dislike buttons and in the comments too. Other than that, subscribe for more awesome tech videos. Check out some of the other ones over there. Check out Yo-Yo Tech if you want to, check out some cool PC hardware, possibly even including this or other gaming laptops and desktops as well. And yeah, Facebook and Twitter for updates on just when we launch new videos and stuff like that. It's Monday, Wednesday, Friday, generally speaking. So thanks for watching, see you on the next video.